battery makes you stronger. Oh, you did. Oh, so you got the right one that you wanted.
Yeah.
Cool. How many slots? How many?
Big.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's 4 USB slots.
Oh shit.
It's 20k amps or whatever the fuck.
So you can charge four phones at the same time, no problem.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
That's cool. That's very useful.
Has a small flashlight built in, but
that's random as fuck.
Yeah, that's
it's like hey, it has an FM radio also.
Okay.
Mine also has a flashlight built in.
A little flashlight. Boop. See in the dark. Are you being attacked? No. Okay. Keep charging your phone.
Cool. Well, safe travels when you're headed to Colorado.
Don't let the bears get you.
Don't let the bears get you.
Soon we'll be rolling in the best of snow and maybe bear dung.
You know what? Speaking of bears, I finally downloaded mods in Skyrim.
Ah.
Yeah.
Did you get like a bear mod?
No, but I was just thinking about a bear that I fought like 2 days ago.
He's still fresh in your memory.
He is
Lord Regent Barrington, brought down with the mightiest of. What did you kill him with?
Jarl.
I killed him with an arrow.
Mightiest of bows.
And the bow was one that took. If my kill was within 5 seconds,
his soul is captured.
I get the soul and I put it into a gem.
So wait. Are you using your necromancy build?
No. But I got that bow off of some dead Drogger. Yeah, so I just decided to use it so he can.
Some dead doggo gave him a bow
because most of my blades are enchanted, so I want to keep them refilled. So whenever I'm low on that,
you feed him useless gems.
I feed him useless gems. Yeah. So I had downloaded mods on the PC version before, but there's a bunch of mods because there are less mods on PlayStation. It's easier to look through them instead of the thousands of mods that are on PC. So there were some that I never got to fuck with on the PC version, like actual darkness mod, which when you go out at night, it's dark and you need to use a torch. And I even installed a mod that made the torch light more extended. Mm-hmm. So I can actually see shit, because even if you use a torch, you can't see shit. Now the coolest thing about that mod is that when you look up into the sky, holy shit, those look amazing.
The stars.
Yeah, it looks incredible.
They're you can find multiple mods just dedicated to making the sky look nice.
My sky is vanilla, so but even with that, it looks super cool. One of my favorite mods that I downloaded is True Weather and fog and wind.
I saw your video of turning on the fog mod
on Snapchat. It was really foggy. Was it yesterday?
Yeah,
it was super foggy.
Couldn't see anything, man.
Yeah,
it was so humid that the entrance to my house is fresh, I guess, rockish type of stuff. Mm-hmm. It was wet all day.
Yeah, I bet. So so that's been an interesting experience.
Curious question: have you found any bow mods?
So there was a lot of them, but I mostly looked at environmental mods and NPC mods. So the one mod that I absolutely installed, which is kind of a pet peeve, is that I hate it when you're on a quest and you're talking to a quest important NPC, and then an NPC will randomly walk right in between you, stare at you, and just start talking to you. It's like I'm trying to listen to what this fucker is saying. That's the thing that always happens, and it breaks the immersion a little bit. So there's a mod that basically
that villager felt entitled.
Right, he needed to talk to you. You were talking to a graybeard, but there just happened to be an NPC there. And it basically, if a person talks to you in that immediate area, an immediate area that you're in, they won't talk to you again unless you load back into the area, if you're coming back to it. So if they see you once, they won't talk to you again unless you approach them. So it's a really small thing, but it's helped with that kind of stuff, because there are moments if you're in a marketplace in a city, it's they're all jumbled up together and they all just stare at you and they all start talking at once, and I fucking hate that. Also, my absolute favorite mod is that if someone understood me at my core, Benny, I have a mod that completely eliminates frostbite spiders from the game. Beautiful.
Really?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, it's bullshit.
Yes.
Because in the beginning you have to fight a giant frostbite spider.
So apparently it removes it from that area.
That's bullshit. And making the
Yeah,
game
but
easier. I do not agree with this.
But I already finished the beginning.
Hashtag easy mode for Todd.
It's not easy. I just fucking hate spiders.
Excuses.
That's fine. I'm pretty sure there's a mod that complements it where it replaces
This
spiders
was
with
your
something
one
else.
method to take out your anger on spiders using magic, swords, and arrows. And what did you do? Remove them from the game.
I did remove them from the game, and I have no regrets about
Todd,
that.
you gummy fuck.
None whatsoever. I don't regret it. I don't care.
I do not agree with this decision.
That's fine.
You know what this
So
means?
passive aggressive.
We have to bring a bowl of spiders. Frost spiders. And just spread them all over Todd's room.
Oh, that's gross. But yeah, that's a really cool mod. Okay, it's fine. I'm assuming you consider that a cheat, fine. But like actual cheat mods, I did not install. Like invincibility and also like, nah, I don't want that. I just wanted environmental stuff. And surprisingly, I'm surprised that there was even graphics mods because I thought like, well, there's only so much you can do with the PlayStation, but none of them. So
Little changes.
I have like 50 mods installed in my game on my game right now, and you know what? It doesn't chug, man. It's incredible. No chug, no difference in frame rate. Some things kind of do collide here and there, but it's like really minor. But they all seem to work well together, and I think that's one of the problems maybe Bethesda had that. Or maybe Sony had also. It's like, no, well, like we don't want mods to crash the game. Maybe that was one of the reasonings. I don't know, but most of the mods there work together, like complement each other very well.
Wonder if there's gonna be a mod that lets you crack your PS4.
I mean,
It's possible.
like outside of you mean like system wise, like they're not talking about Skyrim anymore. I don't know.
Because remember at one point
have
there
people
was
modded the PS4 yet?
I don't
Like
know.
that you've heard of
Sure.
online? I haven't heard about anything.
Because I
like that.
remember sometime back there was a DS game that people were buying because there was something you could do with it. So you could
that would
crack
open up the DS.
the DS itself.
I mean, so we talked about it a couple months ago now, but some people cracked the Vita finally after years of doing it.
Yeah.
I think that the PlayStation is probably harder to do, and I would imagine even the Xbox One, like Microsoft and Sony, have taken measures to make sure that kind of stuff doesn't happen.
Who knows?
Yeah. Real quick, have you guys heard anything good about Super Mario Run? Because it's been out for like a week now.
I heard it's free to play. The first 3 stages.
yeah,
Oh, so
are
it's a
free to play.
demo. There's a demo for it.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then after that, you pay up your $9 and you get the 8 worlds.
Right.
They I heard that its downloads exceeded Pokemon Go on the first day
Wow,
by
really?
triple.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
God damn, get the fuck out of the way, Pokemon Go.
And that's because it's a paid game.
Yeah.
It's not free.
I imagine like a ton of people
But it's also
got
Mario.
the demo
That's true. But
and then like maybe
maybe those
a
are
portion of those
yeah.
like
it got
paid.
added into that number.
mhm.
I'm wondering what the longevity is going to be, but it's too early to tell. I guess I haven't really heard anything about it. None of the podcasts I listened to this week talked about it too much. They said like, yeah, we're playing it. It's something.
It's
Okay.
definitely a thing.
It's
and
definitely
not
a thing.
a bad thing.
I mean, I think the only bad thing people were complaining about, and we talked about it last week also, was the fact that you can't play it offline, which is kind of the point of having a Mario game on a phone,
Yeah.
because there are times where you're not going to be in an area with connection, But we'll see how that goes, I guess. So yeah, this is episode 42.
40x.
No, 42. We're on the numbers.
X is a number.
It's 10, so 4010. 410.
Episode 410.
410.
Holy shit, that's a long way in.
X40. 10-4. Okay.
Real quick, would you so imagine? Okay,
Illuminati.
would you imagine? Can you imagine if this podcast lasted 410 episodes?
Man, I don't even know where the podcast I watch is at. But
That's true. A lot of them don't say
400 is a fuck ton
Yeah.
of time.
There's a couple of podcasts I listen to that are that much.
I mean, it's literally
It's years.
It's a year. It's literally like a one episode a day for a year plus, 35 more, something
That's
like
incredible. Yeah.
that.
But
45 more.
something like that. Math is hard.
Math.
So this week, because we're probably I don't know what's going to happen next week. As of recording, next weekend will be Christmas weekend, right? So we don't know what's gonna go down. Ben is probably going to be out of town, and people are going to be with their families. We don't know 100%.
I'm going to the land of probably ice.
You're going to the land of ice. You're going to Skyrim.
Yeah, I'm going to go...
Skyrim belongs to the Nords.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and yell at racist Nords. And tell them that they're racist.
Fucking Nords, man.
Like Todd's character.
My character's not racist.
Oh, your character's
Okay.
so
My character's a
fucking
Dragonborn,
racist.
and he's just like the Greybeards. He doesn't give a fuck about the Civil War.
No, I've seen your character.
You've never seen my character.
He stares at Khajiit and goes, "Eeh, dirty Khajiit paws," and like, whoa, slow down there, buddy. And it's like, no, they're horrible. And like, whoa.
He looks at the Argonians. He's like, build a wall. Build a wall.
You have bright orange hair.
Put it around Whiterun.
That wall will get 10 feet higher every time.
Right.
We're going to build a wall, and Black Marsh will play for it.
God damn it. So this is... So there's not... I mean, there was probably some news swimming around, but I was really busy this week. And we're nearly at the end of the year, basically. We're at the doorstep of 2017. And it's crazy. It's been... I think it's been... You know what? I think everyone can agree here. It's been a really good year for games. If not anything else in this fucking world, it's been a pretty good year for games.
There was a whole bunch of fucking games.
Yeah.
There's a lot this year.
There was a lot of really good stuff.
But like it only keeps getting... Like each year there's more releases each time.
I mean...
If that makes any sense.
I think that in the past, like maybe 5 or 6 years, it has its ups and downs. I think 2013 was a high, and 2014 was kind of a low, and last year was kind of I think 2014 in particular, because that was the year.
I think 15 was actually really good.
What came out last year?
It was like The
Witcher, Fallout,
Dragon Age, I think.
No, Dragon Age was 2014.
Was that 14? Okay.
Yeah.
Fallout also.
Yeah. What else came out last year? All kinds of stuff came out last year. But
Yeah,
those are Metal Gear.
Yeah, Metal Gear.
Okay, so 2015 was good. I thought 2014 was kind of on the low end because it was like the first year into like the new console generation, and there wasn't a lot. Like it was such a dead year. Like at the end there was Dragon Age and Far Cry 4, but people were kind of lukewarm about Far Cry 4.
Yeah, Bayonetta 2 came out.
Say what? Bayonetta 2
came out.
There was some small highlights, but I thought
good,
2014 was a really slow year. Shadow of Mordor also was pretty good. But it has its ups and downs. But this year was pretty good, specifically for shooters. I think, in particular, I think that's kind of a given. But I kind of want to go around the room.
Big year for shooters.
Huge year for shooters. I kind of want to go around the room and it's kind of maybe not what your favorite game of the year is. And if you have one, then go for it. But like your favorite experience this year.
Oh, fuck.
Need time to think about that.
I mean, there's...
Yeah, you go first, Todd.
Because I haven't thought about it, apparently. Because I have thought about it, apparently. Are you going to say something, Capello?
Well, I'm trying to... Because I didn't buy too many games this year, but the ones that I did buy are pretty significant. Like,
right.
I bought, like, World of Warcraft Legion.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Came out in August.
Yeah, which came out in August. I bought Pokemon Sun and Moon recently.
Mm-hmm.
Monster Hunter Generations earlier this year.
It's a good year.
I'm pretty sure there's a few more titles that I bought, but
I mean, also like I know it was kind of just like a quick. It was a huge thing for a little bit, and then it kind of died. It was Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go
Came out of nowhere. It hit like a rock, and then it disappeared.
Yeah. There's quite
but
a bit.
You should be playing right now. You can get a special edition Pikachu with a snow hat.
Didn't they release a bunch of new
And
Pokemon?
a rare Pikachu with
like this past week.
Mm-hmm.
Right, they did.
Oh shit! They already added Gen 2.
They added Gen 2.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere too. I think people weren't expecting that until like next year or at all. But
I should open my fucking thing.
I deleted it. Actually, I deleted it recently. I still had it there in hopes that it would get better and that I'll actually start playing it again. But maybe now, we'll see. I don't know.
You should play Pokemon Sun or Moon.
I don't have a 3DS. I don't.
Fucking lies.
I was thinking about not buying one because I don't have a lot of money, but like Sam, he has like 3 3DSs, and I think the reason he got one in particular, I think was because he wanted to play like Mario Party and stuff, like when we go to PAX, like when we're waiting. But this is the thing, like I don't think I'll actually be playing a portable system when I'm at PAX. Like that doesn't happen. I'm not the kind of person that but like people do it. I'm just not the kind of person that does that. I'd rather just take everything in around me than do that.
Like what? But what happens when you have to wait an hour for the giant bomb panel, Todd?
What did I do that time?
And there's a man who shits himself.
You know what was
in
cool?
front of you.
Actually, and this is really corny, but it's really cool. Like, kind of sitting down around people and like you having a conversation with a random person. You know, getting to know people, or even like playing.
Does that honestly happen all
it does.
the time?
Absolutely, yes. And at PAX happens all the time. This past year, when
Did you talk to the man who shat himself
no
in front of you? And
No.
you're like, hey man, that's not cool. And he was like,
what was that for?
yeah, bro, I know, but I really want that thing.
That was for XCOM, I think. That was terrible. That was disgusting. But
Would you talk to a man who shat himself?
No.
I'd throw up on a man who shat himself.
in January, when we went to the Cliffy B keynote, we were in line, and this was like, you know, first day. It was like really super early in the morning, and a guy in front of us was playing this really cool like Zen kind of game, and he invited us to play, and we played it for like an hour and a half or something, and it was cool. And
A Zen game.
like it was a game. It was like a really simple kind of peaceful game that would like. It was about a dragon, and you had little pebbles that you were acting as. It was a fucking weird game, but it was cool. But you'll have that, like you'll get into a situation where you're in line, you're looking over, and some people are getting ready to play a game, and they'll a lot of times they'll say, "Hey, you want to come over? We have space." You should do it if you're in that situation. Fucking do it, because it's cool to socialize.
You see a lot of conventions actually, like, hey, we're playing Smash on the DS over here.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to join, or
Yeah, that happens
it's
a
like,
lot.
hey, I've joined like a couple of hunting parties. That's just at cons. But, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, it happens. Like it's a gaming convention where they promote that kind of stuff, so it does. But what was I getting into? Yeah,
I
so
imagine it would have been a room filled with recluses trying to just get their shit.
sure.
I mean,
Sometimes.
the entire thing is a social event. So, like, if you're a real introvert, you're not gonna go at all.
True.
You'd be surprised, but yeah, you're right. You're right. And also, there's the console room.
Yeah.
Where they have consoles set up or PCs, and people go and play them and get
Oh,
together.
the game rooms.
Yeah, the game rooms, and it's legit. Like when I was waiting for the XCOM panel this past year, the gaming room the console room was right next to that like auditorium, and I saw a bunch of people like playing Left 4 Dead and like playing Minecraft and Smash, and they were like strangers. I was just going up and grabbing controllers. It's like, man, I gotta do that. I just really gotta do that someday. Maybe next month I'll do that.
Yeah, at PAX South, the last time I think the only time that I've gone.
The first time.
Yeah, the first
time it was here.
I ran a 10 match set of Killer Instinct with like 5 different people.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super cool.
It was like a winner stays sort of thing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. But I think what was I getting into? Yeah, so 3DS, I don't have one. I don't have one, so I can't play
You just
Pokemon.
mentioned the name of a friend who has 3 different 3DSs.
Yeah, that's right, but
I'm sure he'll be more than
Oh,
happy
I'm
to
sure
lend you
I'm sure
one.
he would, but I'm also right now not going to pay for a copy of Pokemon. Right now I'm not going to pay for a copy of Pokemon.
Go pick up a copy of Monster Hunter Generations.
No,
it's $13.
That's really? A Nintendo game is $13?
I don't know.
When does that ever happen? That never happens.
I have a friend who said he picked one up for $13.
Maybe he got it like on Craigslist or something.
Yeah, probably.
But
Hey,
I mean, have you seen the Facebook Marketplace thing? That's super useful.
Yeah.
I haven't tried using it.
Yeah, I actually did this past week because I was selling a bunch of my dad's HVAC tools. I think I might have mentioned that last week. I'm not too sure, but someone already sold it to somebody. It's just so much faster than Craigslist.
Huh.
Because Craigslist is like, oh, you have to go to this website, and now you can just do it on Facebook. It's so much easier.
So you have to go to this app.
Yeah, well, I mean, an app that you're going to go to anyways. I mean, to be honest. But yeah, there were a lot of games that came out this year. So I know you guys you talked about it a little bit, but I think, yeah, shooters in particular, Doom was a huge one for me, and I just came hot off of watching that documentary that I've been posting on Base. Man,
Rogue One.
no, the Doom documentary. That's pretty good. Man, I mean, Doom just kind of hit also like a rock, just like Pokemon Go. No one expected it to be good, and it was pretty fucking great. And they keep adding like single player stuff to it. They at first they were adding multiplayer stuff because it's the easiest and it's the most profitable, right? But I know that Doom multiplayer is not particularly good because it wasn't even made by it. It was made by Certain Affinity.
Yeah.
But the one thing I thought was interesting, real quick about that documentary was they finally showed off footage of Doom 4. Whatever Doom 4 was supposed to be. And that was going to be like, it took place on Earth. It was like the demons came to Earth. And it was like a Call of Duty kind of game. I thought the concept was interesting, but it probably would not have sold. It just wasn't going to work.
Yeah.
Doom is well, I definitely think that games...
The game settled in Mars? or in a giant spaceship.
I mean, it's like Doom. Doom is everything deserves to evolve, but I think Doom is that kind of thing where it's like that needs to stay what it is to be relevant to people, kind of like Wolfenstein, you know.
Yeah.
So Doom was a big one for me in the summer, at least. Yeah. What about you, Ben? What was a big one in the summer for you?
Summer?
Because actually, that was your Doom. That was your
what
copy.
came out in summer?
Doom.
Aside from Doom.
I mean, Monster Hunter technically came out in the summer.
That was what?
Late August?
April, May? No.
No.
It was earlier. It was like almost. It was like late spring, I want to say.
It was right after E3, right?
I'm pretty
I
sure
think
Monster Hunter is
so.
probably the game I put the most time into this year. That
Most time
or
into.
maybe some of like the Heroes games that like we've been going back to every now and then.
You go back to the well
whenever
for that
something-
game.
Yeah. I participated in Legion. I am not subscribed at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
No, neither am I.
even though
The,
I have a
the relapse
cousin
will happen.
that, I have a cousin that keeps yelling at me to just get it, and I tell him, dude, I don't have it. And he keeps getting mad at me and yelling at me that you do have it, you just gotta pay. I was like, well, then clearly I don't have it because I have to pay for it. I'm just being an asshole in this situation, but I love it.
You know what's really weird? The first thing I thought that came to my mind in the summer was Doom and not Uncharted 4. Because Uncharted 4 also came out.
You see, I heard good things from Uncharted 4,
But now nobody talks about
I didn't
it.
hear anyone blow it up.
Nobody talks about it anymore.
Yeah. No, even like when it was out, like I heard good things,
Yeah.
but I didn't hear people going, "Oh my god, you have to play it."
Yeah,
I just heard, "Yeah, it's a good game."
It's a game for the people that played the previous games.
Yeah.
I don't think it was going to draw anyone new.
I'm
in.
willing to agree. Yeah,
I-
it's more or less it's Monster Hunter where
It's only
it's
for the
your
people.
niche,
Yeah.
and if you know about it, you're talking about
Congratulations, you got a new game to play.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, I think that was definitely that, but
yeah.
yeah,
I'll agree.
for sure. As for you mentioned games that you spent the most time in this year. I think for me, it was still Fallout 4 at the beginning of the year. Like all until like what? When No Man's Sky came out, I said like I'm not gonna play this fucking game anymore.
You were. Really
I was
well
obsessed.
No Man's Sky came out this year.
No Man's
That's
that's a game and a half.
yeah, that's
Or
That's a game I saw my brother play, and then he said, "Okay, that's enough."
That's enough.
And you know what? I said, "That's enough." 10 minutes into the game.
you know what?
I'm kidding.
I actually
That's
had
a gross overestimation. Are you okay, Capello? Are you dying? Is the xenomorph deciding to strike
so
now?
his finger going up and down means yes, he's dying.
Xenomorph.
I am indeed dying.
Xenomorph strike, yes. Not equal.
Yesterday I had a customer come in and buy No Man's Sky.
Yeesh.
Yeah, and I was like, you
Are
know,
you sure
I'm
you
not.
want to do
I
this
told him
to
like,
yourself?
hey, I'm not going to dictate your purchase, right? But like, you've heard about the game. Like, no, yeah, I have. But I've heard that they made a lot of improvements. Like, he was a guy who clearly did his research, and he's like, I'm willing to take a bet on it. And I was like, okay. It
I
was
hope you see him like this next week, and he's like, "Yeah,
Fuck
the
that guy."
bet wasn't
well,
worth
who
it."
knows? he was.
I took the risk I took was calculated.
It was
but
a-
man, am I bad at math?
Boy, am I
Yes.
bad at that.
Basically. But I was very impressed by his resolve. I was like, yeah, no, I know what I'm getting myself into. I'm just really curious. And I think
know
that,
this is a tub of hot, steaming.
and this is the thing. I think that, I mean, No Man's Sky sold very well. But I think a lot of it was pure curiosity, more so than I actually want to play this game.
I think it was
and-
the hype train that they were pushing.
It was a hype. It was a
that,
curiosity.
like
Yeah,
most of it was lies.
yeah, it was.
A whole bunch of lies.
It was definitely. I mean, I only recently played XCOM 2, but XCOM 2 is a game I put a lot of time into as well in a short amount of time. It's great. I think it recently, like, from a publication, I think it won PC Gamer's Game of the Year or Strategy Game of the Year, which is pretty cool. That's a great game. It's fantastic, and I think that's something that's going to feed me, like, for a while at least.
I know
That's a
my-
game I'll go back to. Like, you know, you went back to... You keep going back to like Heroes of the Storm. For me, it's XCOM. I just keep going back to it.
I know my cousin's just biding his time, hoping it comes out on special during this.
It will.
summer.
Well, I'm surprised
Summer.
I'm surprised that sale hasn't started yet. It usually starts around this time.
I mean, we could be talking about it right now.
It
and
could be happening right
Yeah.
now. I haven't seen any updates.
Gabe Newell is just hovering over the button. It's like, oh, is it
Ooh,
gonna
any
happen?
moment now.
Oh.
It's like a little cap over the button. He's
Yeah,
like, oh,
like-
shh.
Oh, you guys, Gabe Newell's weird.
Well, she's probably the most normal dude.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like,
he drinks coffee and he plays fantasy football.
And he throws children into
so yes,
volcanoes.
another game that clearly went over my head despite trying to download it and play it again yesterday on Danny's computer. Street Fighter V came out this year.
It did come out this year.
Which was
Big release.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a lot bigger than it was, but it sort of flopped.
At least it launched it. The launch totally flopped.
Well, the sales are terrible for
They are.
that game. But the thing is that it finds its success in the esports
And its longevity.
and the fact that Street Fighter V is going to be a thing till 2020.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a new set of characters every year till then.
It's also very clear that Capcom was smart about the new Marvel vs. Capcom being multi-platform. I also didn't imagine that was not going to be on the Xbox.
Yeah,
it was going to be.
It has to.
It's a Disney thing too, right? So they're going to maximize their profits on this game. But yeah, like, you know, and we talked about it 2 weeks ago now. Like the Game Awards thing, like, you know, we all agreed that it didn't deserve the award for best fighter, but it's definitely improved since, obviously, right?
It's very much a complete game.
Now,
is it still worth $60? I don't think
for the general
so.
consumer, probably not.
Probably
well,
not.
what about for the fighting game fan?
Yeah, for the fighting game fan, it's totally like it's a solid game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it plays very well. It looks really great. It has a really diverse roster that's growing. It's got, you know, it's still missing a few things that would be nice to see, but there's still a chance that they're gonna bring them, and probably for free.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. They gotta complete it.
Yeah.
Something actually I only recently played. I don't know if you had been telling me about it, but I never got to play it. Was Overcooked.
Yeah.
Have you played Overcooked? Oh no, so you weren't the one that was telling me about that.
I was telling you about that.
It's like, yeah, it's kind of like Job Simulator, but like multiplayer.
Oh, the 4 chefs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So Sam downloaded that this
That game's
past
fun,
week,
man.
and him and I and Val were playing it, and I didn't think I was gonna like it that. I didn't think I was gonna get into it, but we played it for hours,
boy, yeah.
and like we get into the loading screen for like a new restaurant, and we would see the layout, and we would literally come up to the TV like a. Like it was like a battle.
This section here.
Battle
is
plans,
mine.
yeah.
You
Like
guys
we're gonna
can
do
take
this,
care of
this, and it's so much fun.
Buns. I got buns. Who needs buns?
Yeah, exactly.
Clean plate. Who's washing
Clean plate.
plates? Yeah.
Order up. It's probably like the second best multiplayer I've played this year. Probably.
You need to play more multiplayer.
Well, the
games.
first is going to be
don't
Overwatch.
get me wrong. That game is very
No,
fun.
like in terms of like couch co-op, because it is still a multiplayer game, but like in a time when AAA games are moving away from couch co-op, it's such a cool experience. It's such a like it reminds me of like a couple years ago when we played Sports Friends.
Yeah.
That one weekend, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
I think this is definitely one of those games where you can get together. It's probably really good for streaming.
party
Also,
game.
yeah, no, it is good for. It's a party game. It's so good. But I think it's one that I probably go back to continuously over time, because we played it for hours, and I never got bored of it because the challenge just kept getting more challenging. But in terms of like indie stuff this year, that's probably a huge highlight for me, actually. That and obviously Job Simulator was pretty cool in VR as well.
There's a lot of games that we can't attribute to,
Unfortunately
mostly
not.
because maybe we didn't play them.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Maybe they just slip our minds. Like I really there are two games that I really wish I played this year, and I'm hoping maybe I can pick them up soon, which is Owlboy
Yeah.
and I Am Setsuna. I Am Setsuna because it's supposed to be like a spiritual successor to Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger, right?
And Owlboy because it's an indie game that has been like in everybody's eye for a very long time, and it's finally out, and people are saying really good things about it. But I heard that they for Owlboy, like their sales aren't really doing
too well,
super well. But also, it's it's the holidays and they have a lot of competition. So
of course, yeah.
Hopefully, by January, people will be like, "Oh, look, Owlboy."
It's hard to release an indie game of that size and nature around this time of year. When everyone's trying to just get the big stuff. But as for like games that I wish I played, or at least games I wish I played more, was Overwatch. There's an obvious reason why I can't play that right now, but I did play maybe like 10-15 hours of it earlier in the year, and I loved it. Like, that's kind of a clear one.
I'm not sure if it was this year, but a game that I felt that we should have played more was Blood Bowl.
Blood Bowl.
That was last year.
I think that was last year.
Yeah, that was last year. Yeah.
Because, man, that was fun.
Yeah, it was super cool watching you guys play it.
I actually think you'd like to play it.
Yeah, I probably would. It definitely reminds me a lot of XCOM.
It's very XCOM.
Turn-based.
Yeah, it's super
And there's
cool.
a lot of
stuff.
like just recently they added a new
race?
a new class, a new team, which is Nurgle.
Mm-hmm.
And they've added a bunch of them, like the Frog People and what was it? There was a couple of
Chaos?
them. Chaos
Was the first one that they released.
I think Chaos was the first one. But yeah, Blood Bowl was cool. But I think that was last year.
Yeah, that was last year. And I don't. Another game that I haven't played that was also last year was Vermintide, but it came out this year on console.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard that the console version is a good port apparently. So hopefully by January I'll be able to play that. We'll be able to. I'll probably pick that up on PC because you have it on PC, right?
Yeah.
So.
Best time. I'm still waiting.
Yeah, no. That game I know runs on my PC. It does. I think what's the new Warhammer game that's out now? What's it called? Deathwing?
Yes,
40K
Deathwing.
Yeah, it's out now, and I do want to play it.
It looks good.
It looks really fucking cool.
It looks really cool. Yeah.
And Final Fantasy came out this year also.
Yeah, that's one.
Which I haven't played yet,
yeah.
obviously.
Glamour Boys.
Yeah.
This year was Dark Souls 3.
That's right.
Also?
Dark Souls 3. No, so let me ask you guys, like, it's already been, it's going to be at the end of the year. It's been a couple months since that game's been out. Like, was that game as big of as an impact as previous games?
No,
do you think?
I think that game was very much just
people liked it more than part 2.
Yeah, people definitely like it more than 2.
Yeah.
But it's just like the satisfying last entry.
A swan song of sorts.
Mm.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
I hope they decide to bring back Bloodborne.
I think Bloodborne's going to happen. That's a Sony thing. They're going to go back to that well.
Oh my goodness, Bloodborne was so good.
That's I mean, for some people, that's probably a console purchase for some people, especially for those who are Dark Souls fanatics and say,
now it is because people were. Well, I mean,
everyone has a different console.
Really liked that idea.
No, yeah,
that game.
Yeah, I said it before. The aesthetic is my favorite thing about that game. I think. Last Guardian came out this year. It just came out recently. I have not played it. I've heard a lot of mixed things about it. Obviously, bad controls, really bad camera, but that Trico or Trico as an AI is probably some of the best AI people have seen in a long time. The what? The kid?
The gecko.
The gecko.
Trico.
Oh, Trico. Yeah, it's not a gecko.
The cute little gecko.
It's not what? Yeah. He's a cat dog bird.
He's a cat dog.
He learns leech seed. Yes.
He's a cat dog bird.
It's a Pokemon.
No.
Yes.
He's not, but
Trico?
Trico is a Pokemon?
Trico is a Pokemon. It's the name of a Pokemon.
Okay.
It's a little gecko. A cute little fuck.
Right, but this guy is not a gecko.
Yeah,
Benny.
He's a demon horned
people,
little dog bird.
Pet
griffin.
owners that have played The Last Guardian constantly saying like it's so weird. Like Trico behaves like an animal.
That's the thing that I've heard.
Yeah.
And I also heard
I've seen Demo stare at him and was like, "Oh, you're just a dumb little fucking pupper, aren't you?"
I've also heard that for some people it's hard to play the game because of their how they feel about animals and stuff. I totally understand that.
There's specific scenes where there are people or things throwing spears at your
and he
griffin
whines
dog,
and stuff.
Dog, and he'll make hurt sounds and I don't like it. Type of thing.
And that's how I felt about. That's why I never took D-Dog out in Metal Gear. That's why
you should have taken him out.
I know he's very useful. Care of himself. No, I know. And also Dog Meat in Fallout 4. I never took him out for anything.
Shahalashaska. Train D-Dog well.
Shalashaska.
Shashalaska.
Shakalaka.
Shut the fuck up.
King Shakalaka. Boom. Shak.
Oh my god.
MGS5 was this year also, wasn't it?
No, it was last year.
It was last year?
Last year, yeah.
Was it?
Yep, it was last year.
I'm still caught up. I need to see a list of this year's
games. No, that's fine. Just remember the stuff off the top of your head. Because the stuff off the top of your head is the stuff that you remember the most.
The stuff off the top of my head is recent stuff.
Sure. Also, Dishonored 2 came out a couple weeks ago. And I'm still getting through that.
This happens to be the year when I first started Dishonored.
That's right.
1.
I got you a copy of Dishonored 1. And we talked about that a little bit last week. I'm assuming you haven't played a lot of it since.
No, I didn't touch it this week. This week, all I've been doing is Shadow Warrior 2.
Oh, okay, yeah, that came out this year also.
So you bought Shadow Warrior instead of Gears 4?
Oh, we tried Gears 4. It was an abortion of an attempt.
What?
Really?
Yeah. So we
Tell me.
downloaded it overnight, right? It was an 80 gig game
It's 80 gigs?
on the PC.
And this is your copy or Lalo's copy?
Both. Because we both bought it because we were supposed to play it together.
Oh, dear Lord.
And whenever we'd load up, the game would kick one of us, whoever isn't the party leader, would just kick you. And it was like, hey, your firewall settings are fucked up. Go check them. And so we tried to fix that, and no, it's not the firewall, or at least I don't think it is, because we messed around with that.
It's the window. It's the platform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people complaining that they have the exact same problem.
And that's why you guys got it, so you can play the co-op.
Yeah, exclusively.
And that sucks. I
And
haven't heard
so
anything about
we
that
returned
until
it.
now. Oh, you did really?
Yeah, we got a full refund.
So he didn't even keep it for himself to play it through himself.
No.
He was just
Because
not happy.
we bought it because we wanted to play something
that was
together.
the whole point of playing it together.
And
Wow, that
the game
sucks.
did not allow us. We spent like a good 3 hours in the morning just dicking around with it.
Wow,
And
that's
we requested
terrible.
our money back, and we were like, yeah, I'm gonna not jump away from Steam anytime soon. Steam is
Yeah.
so fucking convenient.
No,
now.
of course it is. And Steam does have its problems, but they're very minor compared to that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I hope that. Well, I mean, it's very clear that Microsoft is going to start putting stuff on Steam, which they have already. But I think that Gears of War, you're probably not going to see it on Steam for a very long time because it's a platform for them.
That's the fishhook. That's how they want you to come over.
And I think this is the thing when Halo
Microsoft
when Halo Traditional does show up on PC again, it's not going to be on Steam. Bet your ass it's not going to be on Steam. It's going to be in the Microsoft Store.
Because it's an exclusive.
Of course it is, yeah. It's a Microsoft game. So Dishonored came out this year. Pretty awesome. Pretty great. Level design's excellent. Titanfall 2, which we talked about extensively at this point. Just really good single player, man. Just super good. Better than anyone expected. Just like with Doom, a big surprise.
Super fun.
Super fun. But the one, like I said before, the one thing I do want to play multiplayer-wise is Overwatch. That's the one I want to play. 'Cause that's the most unique out of all of them, I think.
Was that this year?
That was this year, yeah. That was in summer.
I'd say that's one of the games I keep going back to.
Yeah.
And again, I've said it on this podcast, and I say it to you guys so many times. It's proof that game is so good when my brother, who doesn't play shooters, keeps going back to it and playing it.
Yeah. I've also said it before here that I know a lot of people that don't play shooters that play it religiously, right? And that's super cool because of the characters, it's because that's what people get attached to.
Oh, and apparently there's a rumor going around that Terry Crews is going to play Doomfist.
He was reportedly seen at Blizzard.
There are pictures of him at Blizzard.
Yeah, so that's going to happen.
He specifically said on a Twitter that he wants to play Doomfist.
Apparently someone said, I would love it if this was like that. And he put, I would love it too. Or I would accept that role.
And honestly,
then the pictures popped up of him at the Blizzard place.
Yeah.
The thing is, these pictures are rising up relatively recently, which means we probably won't see Doomfist till maybe 2 characters from now. Because the voice acting is apparently done very early, in a very early stage of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
or of the character.
That's actually one of the first things that's done in a lot of game development. The voice acting.
Mm-hmm. One more thing.
Yeah.
Apparently, Doomfist is a generational character, so they don't know if they're gonna make a new Doomfist for Terry Crews, or if it's the return of an old Doomfist, like how Anna was a old character who technically just came back.
Interesting.
That's interesting.
There are already three generations of Doomfist. And apparently it's like the Savior, the Scourge, and the Successor, or something like that.
Very
it's
cool.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah, it is.
I cut you off, Todd.
No. Oh, because I was saying that it's very Blizzard's the kind of company that can afford at this point. I would imagine just almost anyone they would want to. But I think I don't think he's I've never seen him in anything, so I don't know what he's like. But he's a big thing right now, right? Like Terry Crews, or he has been for the past couple of years. So when an actor says on Twitter, "Hey, I want to play this character in your game," they're gonna jump up and fucking grab him because it's like, "Hey, we got a big actor to play this character in our game," and that's a thing.
He's volunteering.
Yeah. Well, they're gonna pay him.
Yeah. But
he's going into it with enthusiasm.
Happily.
Yeah, and that's really cool. Like, obviously, I've been recently playing Skyrim, and I keep forgetting that the main Greybeard is played by, oh god, what's his name? No, Christopher.
Some person. Neil Neeson.
I have to look this up now because I feel really bad that I forget his fucking name. But he's in a bunch of stuff. He's like
Cumberbatch.
no, it's not Cumberbatch.
He's in a lot of stuff recently, right? Or am I wrong?
I mean, he was Doctor Strange.
And something
Which is
else.
another fucking movie that I've yet to see. God damn it.
I've heard
mixed.
a
feelings
little bit
about
of a
that.
mix, and the same thing with Strange Masters. I've heard mixed.
Yeah, so Capello, before we started, I know now we're going into movie talk while I look for this guy's name.
Yeah, sure.
You said that so I haven't seen Fantastic Beasts either. I've heard a lot of mixed things about it. Some hardcore fans are like, yeah, it's great. Some people that are just movie fans are like, yeah, it's okay. And I think the one thing that's very clear to me though, regardless of what people think about that movie, is that it played too close to like, oh, this is a Harry Potter movie when it's not.
It's a spin-off. It's in
It's
the
a
same
prequel,
universe.
technically.
Yeah. Sure
Well, I mean,
thing.
it's supposed to be in the world of Harry Potter, so...
Yeah.
Christopher Plummer,
Plumber.
huge actor. He's like one of those, like, you know, he's one of those English veteran actors, and he plays Esbern. Not Esbern. Hold on, I got him. I got you.
Greybeard.
He plays the main Greybeard.
The
Yeah,
head
yeah.
Greybeard.
Oh wow, they actually got a lot of huge actors in Skyrim because, of course, it did, right?
Grubbard.
Yeah, but it's so cool, like hearing actors that you know in games, because I actually don't think that compared to like the idea of, say, for example, if like Tom Cruise was in an Avengers movie, I would never see that character. I would just see Tom Cruise. But I think in games it's totally different because you don't see their faces.
Yeah. But then again, if Terry Crews is doing the Terry Crews voice, it's like...
which is probably going to
that's
do.
Terry Crews.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Well, some voices...
Terry Crews is so outlandishly almost... He's too fucking buff that it's almost cartoonish. So, like,
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Also, it's Overwatch. It's not like...
It could be him.
It's not a serious
him
game.
in a bunch of mocap just playing as Doomfist, and I'd be
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's super cool.
I want them to mocap Terry Crews.
Yeah.
It's just Terry Crews' face on what was supposed to be Doomfist. It's now just Terry Crews.
What are the biggest fails this year aside from No Man's Sky?
No Man's Sky?
Oh, God.
Skoy.
Biggest fails. I mean, you can sort of lump Street Fighter V in there.
In terms of its launch,
it
being
was
botched.
Floppy.
Yeah.
Flop-ish.
And
Floppy's a funny word.
It is
Floppy.
nowhere near sales expectation.
Of course not. Yeah.
It didn't even break 100,000 in sales, which that's sad.
Also, I think in a lot of ways, in terms of sales, games that have critical acclaim, like Titanfall didn't sell very well either. Unfortunately not.
Yeah.
And you know what? They've had free weekends recently, and you know what? For the first time in a very long time, at least on console, Activision did the same thing this past week with Call of Duty. Infinite Warfare was free for the weekend, and when I saw that, I was like, man, they must not be selling at all.
Yeah.
And as somebody who is currently working where games are being sold, people are not buying it. And like in previous years, where like, you know, Black Ops 2 or people were just eating that up, like
could
every
this
other
be
transaction.
Just people getting tired of the yearly release of Black Ops.
The fatigue is absolutely real now.
Black Ops and Future Warfare, because
yeah.
that's what they do, right? They rotate.
But
they're still
yeah.
yearly, so it's another
Yeah.
Call of Duty every single year.
And recently they have been futuristic because they don't know where to go, I guess.
Yeah.
And as I think I mentioned it last week that I did play the campaign for it, and I thought it was actually pretty good. Like,
where would the next Future Warfare be? Is it just going to be 2 giant battleships?
I don't know.
'Cause
this one takes place in space.
They abandoned the Earth already?
I
It's
know.
just gonna slowly turn into Halo.
I know that. I mean, it technically is already.
The Flood appears.
This new one's technically like that already.
Xenomorphs appear as well.
I think that there was a rumor that Treyarch's next game is going to go back to Vietnam. So I think that I probably check that out because that's an era that's. You think that it is really like.
That's an era that had rampant morphine.
It probably did.
Rampant.
But it's an era that is not told a lot in video games. There's a couple of Vietnam games, but Call of Duty has actually never gone to Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
Battlefield has, some other smaller games have, and some indie games have, but they haven't. So I'd be interested to see what they do with that. But Infinite Warfare had a pretty decent campaign, and it took me a while to realize that. And I did some research this week that actually the reason why some of that writing was really good is the people who previously wrote at Naughty Dog were hired on by Infinity Ward, which is a very smart move. But, and I mentioned that last week also, it's just a little too late. It's a shame because the campaign is good, but no one's going to play it because nobody wants to play Call of Duty anymore. And that's like, well, you did it to yourselves. You got what you deserve. It's kind of mean, but these changes should have come earlier.
It's very much that the fatigue has set in, and Infinity Ward or Activision just wants to keep hammering it in, despite the fact that mule is kind of tired.
It is kind of tired, and they've made
the mule is tired.
They've made some smart.
The mule is on the floor. It's dead from exhaustion.
Someone rolled it down a volcano. So they were.
Someone destroyed 3 of its 4 limbs.
That's terrible.
Poor mule.
And the 4th limb was already robotic.
Jeez.
Because it was in the future. Is that what you're going for? Future limbs?
But they were smart with hiring Naughty Dog people, but I think now they need to be smarter about how they move forward with the franchise. And it's not a franchise I care about. I don't care about it, but
they need something new.
They need something
straight
new.
up.
And honestly, the campaign for this was new because it was different, but
it's still Call of Duty.
It's still Call of Duty, and this is the thing. It's kind of like, shame on me once, fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, shame on you. And this is definitely that, but except that it was actually a pretty decent thing. Now, what recently happened, actually, with Call of Duty is that they introduced the microtransactions from Infinite Warfare into Modern Warfare Remastered, and that pissed people off. And I'm like, wow, like, so whenever you release it standalone, what's the point of me even playing the multiplayer? That seems so pointless when it's such a big part of that game.
Also, apparently, the multiplayer is complete ass.
Is it really?
Yeah. It's bad netcode.
That sucks because the first one had. I mean, when that game originally came out, it had pretty decent netcode.
It had decent
for Modern Warfare Remastered.
Remastered. It started off with decent netcode, but then they switched over to another type of netcode, and that killed the netcode for it. And they've been using that exact same netcode ever since. So
that sucks.
It's not good.
It makes me want to pay less for that version when it comes out standalone, and I think at this point it absolutely will, because if Infinite Warfare sales are as down as predicted, then they're going to want to get as much money as they can out of the game that people wanted to buy originally, regardless of whether the multiplayer is good or not, because there's still a good single player campaign there.
Apparently, I saw an article, and I don't know what where on the list it was, or what exactly the list was, but apparently Infinite Warfare was like top of the charts on something. It's like most bought game or something.
Really? Okay.
Or it was
some kind of chart,
something like that. But like Activision won't release sales.
They're not going to, no,
because like. Was it top for the month? Was it top for
the week?
For the week,
yeah. Which the week, it's like, well, I mean, I think in any week that Call of Duty comes out, regardless of the fatigue, it's going to be the top selling game of that week, right? Yeah, but like Activision still hasn't released the numbers for Destiny. They just released like how many users we have, but it doesn't translate to numbers because a lot of those users could be, we played at a friend's house or like we got it used, which doesn't count as numbers for them. But yeah, no, that was a big thing this year.
Do you have a general surprise of the year? Like
Doom.
A game that you thought was like, was Doom?
Doom, yeah, because I think a lot of my hype was coming off of Wolfenstein, but Wolfenstein wasn't made by, the new Wolfenstein was not made by it. It was made by Machine Games, and I thought, man, maybe they can translate that to Doom. But we had heard so many bad things about the previews originally of the new Doom that I thought, man, this game's not going to be good. And you know what? I think about it a lot, and especially with that doc that just came out, I think about it even more. And I think that's probably it's neck and neck for Game of the Year with me, with Dishonored 2, because I thought Doom is just a master class in nostalgia, and they did it right, and they did it with modern sensibilities. And the more I saw the documentary about how they made it and their thinking going into it was so cool. Yeah, they did a really good job with it. And actually, one of the guys who I keep forgetting, I think his name is Hugo. I think one of the guys who did the writing for it, I think he was also at Naughty Dog previously. So I think his whole thing was like, we need to make the game self-aware, right? He was talking about this old Schwarzenegger movie. It reminiscent of like 80s stuff. It's like or Last Action Hero. Okay. Because Last Action Hero, do you remember that movie?
I think
where I was about to say, well, how can you differentiate it from all the other ones? Because it's all the same. That movie is like super self-aware of because like. It's literally Schwarzenegger's character is a hero. He's not like this average Joe that just happens to be a badass. He plays a hero, and like it's very self-aware, and that's how they made the game self-aware of itself. Because a serious Doom game wouldn't make sense, and I still think Doom 3 was a nice kind of step away from what Doom was, but I think that
was the one where you have a flashlight.
That's a horror game. That's a very serious game with a narrative, right? But I think that was this. Yeah, Doom was probably the biggest surprise to me. Nothing else really surprised me like that much. Even the Titanfall campaign, because I still had some faith that the people there knew how to make a good single player because they had before in the past, right? But Doom is probably the biggest one for me. Yeah. So, you have a favorite game this year, or it's too hard?
Favorite game?
Yeah.
I'm not too sure, but general surprise, I was gonna say Watch Dogs 2.
That's right. I keep forgetting about that.
Really,
I haven't played it yet.
Really not that bad.
Yeah. And I think that also that game has suffered from sales as well, just because a lot of people were not happy with the first game and were like, "I'm not going to play the second game." And that was me also, but I've heard good things about it.
It did gain some bad rep, with like the original version that people wanted, and then the released version of Part 1.
Exactly.
And it was general bad rep that they earned, and now Part 2, it's not a bad game. I'd play it in a different manner compared to what they give you. Mm-hmm. They play the safe role and just give you everything ever.
Yeah, I think at some point I do want to play that game. If I can like get it next year, like on sale for like $20-$30, I'll probably pick that up. But how about you, Capello? What's a surprise or like you got a favorite thing this year?
Well, as far as surprises go, I was surprised on how much I enjoyed watching the Titanfall 2 campaign, because
you're not a shooter guy.
I'm not really a shooter guy. I have played shooters before, and there are some that do like bring me. But Titanfall 2 was so surprising that like I would play it. If I ever had a time to just sit at it alone, I'd play through the campaign.
Right.
As far as favorites go, I have to do the typical thing and just give it to Pokemon, because my love for Pokemon is eternal. And
I get that. Yeah.
This one was a very refreshing experience and very invigorating, and it's my second favorite Pokemon game.
Cool. So. And I'm glad that people who play Pokemon religiously kind of got out of the loop a little bit. Out of that Pokemon loop. It does seem like it's very different. Maybe at some point I will get to play it. We'll see. But that's cool. I'm glad that game came out well.
Mm-hmm. Empty words from Todd.
It's not empty. I said at some point maybe. Maybe
at some point, maybe in the future, hopefully.
Maybe not. Never mind. But yeah. I mean, it was just a really good year for games.
Yeah, man. There was a lot of great stuff that came out.
And I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting some stuff too.
There is something you're forgetting, which apparently, well, according to this, it's out, but not here. Persona 5.
Yeah, but that's not out at all.
Yeah, like we don't have that,
and we don't have a lot of footage. No. So
Does Japan have it?
Yeah, Japan has it now.
Okay,
Japan's had it since like October or something.
I think so.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's a lot of games I didn't play. I didn't play Gears of War, which. Well, the PC version seems not a very good way to go about that.
If you're planning on playing it alone, go ahead and get it on PC.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
Apparently, you can like split screen it, but like that's not what we wanted. We wanted, him at his house, me at my house.
Yeah. You can split screen it though. I really did want to play. Oh gosh, what am I thinking about? Hitman. I didn't get to play that this year because that's like an episodic game. I know now they've released it like as a full package, but I've heard very good things about it all year.
Yep.
It's kind of also a big surprise for a lot of people, but I wouldn't know because I haven't played it yet. But yeah, I'm still stuck between Dishonored and
Doom
and Dishonored 2. Oh, Dishonored
Dishonored,
and Dishonored 2.
Doom and Dishonored 2, and they both shot to the D. But yeah, so damn, 2016, a really good year for games, and I hope next year's a good year for games also.
It's definitely going to be a great year for fighting games.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of good fighting games.
You got Marvel
next
vs.
year.
Capcom Infinite.
Yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, Tekken 7, new Street Fighter 5
Injustice
stuff, new
2.
KOF 14, Injustice 2.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good fighting
I wonder
games
how
next
it'll be
year.
next year for shooters, but I'm really looking forward to, obviously, Horizon comes out very soon. It comes out in February. And actually, Resident Evil 7 is like 4 weeks away.
Oh,
We're super
yeah.
close to that one, too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Very curious.
from
about
what
it.
I've heard about it, that game is amazing
Yeah, I've heard some.
on the gamepad.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about like the full VR version.
Yeah, apparently the VR, like, few people can handle it.
It's a
Yeah.
little weird, and people do get very queasy from it. From what I've
I mean,
heard.
it's a horror game. It's a full horror game experience on
no,
VR.
it's not like it's scary that you're
It's the
queasy.
motion.
It's
Yeah, it's the
moving
motion.
around,
Motion.
and your
and
character's movement makes you queasy.
I think that AAA devs are going to have problems with solving that issue for VR for a while.
Yeah.
But that's not going to go away anytime soon. It all comes to preference. It all comes to if you can handle it yourself. You know?
Apparently, the demo in Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefronts, for the piloting.
Yeah, it's pretty
Apparently,
good.
that's really good.
Apparently, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's the best VR done yet.
Yeah,
So
that's really cool.
they're getting close, just for certain things.
Yeah, for sure. But development for that stuff costs a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if it's going to be if it's profitable at all. Actually, the one news item that I did want to mention very briefly before we move on to streaming reviews is Crytek has some problems recently. Someone from Crytek came out, I think, on Reddit and posted that they hadn't been paid in 6 months.
What the fuck?
Yeah, like most of the company hadn't been paid in 6 months.
That's bad.
Yeah, and I think this is their main office in Germany.
That's like big lawsuit bad.
Yeah, so it's I've heard a lot of really bad shit about that, and some people are probably gonna pursue a lawsuit. But I think that the reason why a lot of people haven't, I was reading the entire thread, a lot of people haven't done anything because they have the hope that like the checks will come in, and also too, it's like it's really hard to get a job in game dev.
Yeah.
So a lot of people stick it out to see like, hey, maybe this will work out. We just have to wait a little while. But apparently,
It's
6
been
months is
6 months, bro. I gotta
si-
pay my stuff.
6 months is 6 months too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if it was like a bi-weekly, like, hey, you'll get your check 2 weeks from now, I think most people would say I can wait. But 6 months is ridiculous.
How the fuck do you wait 6 months and go, hey, I think it's been enough?
I don't know, man.
That's a good amount of time.
That's got to be a lot of tension, a lot of awkwardness in the office, probably for them. So hopefully they find their way. But it's incredible that studio hasn't closed,
Yeah.
because usually by this time that shit would have been gone.
That shit does not fly.
But I think Crytek probably at this point, or maybe if they are going downhill, their properties are worth something. Crysis is worth something. The Crytek engine is worth a lot too.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with them. But hopefully everyone gets on their feet. So guys, for the sake of we're
Right
about
an
an hour.
hour.
Not bad. I do have 3 games for streaming reviews. Okay. And we're going with the same format from last week. So I do have multiple choice in case you guys get stuck.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
yeah,
la-
that Todd.
And last week, Capello basically won the shit out of that game.
I swept the rug.
Benny's just like really salty right now.
To be fair, Ben was like falling asleep.
No.
No, that was before the game. Oh, but maybe that contributed to.
Oh, wait, was I the one who was falling asleep?
Oh,
I
you were
had been.
afterwards. You were dying.
Yeah.
Afterwards, I was dying. Yeah.
All
I
right.
had a brain slug on him.
Yeah,
No.
for sure. All right, the first game, first review is recommended by Buff Beef Broth, with 56.6 hours on record, posted April 16th of this year, and simply reads, "Finally beat the character selection screen."
Skyrim.
No.
Damn.
What was it? Black Desert.
That would've been a good choice.
I don't think that's on Steam.
I don't think that's on Steam either.
That
No.
would be nice.
Yeah,
You're gonna have to go to the next
Okay,
one, bro.
next game. Next
Fallout
review.
4.
No. Recommended by Ronan Zasky, with 74.7 hours on record, posted April 13th of this year, and reads, "The combat is just as fluid as your tears will be."
Dark Souls.
Yes.
Huh.
Dark Souls 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna go with Ninja Gaiden for some reason.
Ninja Gaiden.
Oh, is Ninja Gaiden on Steam?
I don't think.
Probably. I think it is.
Can you
There
create a
probably is
character?
a Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, like part 2
I
or
don't
something.
think you
I don't
can
think you
create-
create a character. There.
You just
Yeah.
get in.
No, you can't. No. You play Hayabusa. The last review.
Yeah, you play a motorcycle.
His name Hayabusa?
Ryu Hayabusa.
Ryu Hayabusa.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or I was like, oh man, that sounded so racist.
Huh? Ryu Hayabusa?
No, but like the fact that I confused a Japanese.
I mean, there
There-
is an.
there is a
engine.
Hayabusa.
There is a
Yeah.
motorcycle. That's a Hayabusa.
All right, I'm gonna read the last review just for kicks. Recommended by Daz Bog, with 149.5 hours on record, posted April 11th of this year, and reads, "Not even 1 hour into the game, and there's already 50 people telling me to jump off a cliff. 10 out of 10 would certainly trust them again."
Yeah, that's very Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Should have leaded with that.
Well, the whole point of this, like the format,
Get
really vague.
Start
Start
vague.
vague.
Get
Yeah.
more.
All right, so Cap won this one. Next game is recommended by Alfonso Gamble. That sounds like a real name. With 15 hours on record, posted October 14th of this year, and reads, "Incredible interactive documentary about the harsh trials of survival that beetles have to go through on a daily basis. Eye-opening and informative. Highly recommended."
Is that Firewatch?
No, beetles?
The
I don't
Beatles.
know. I thought maybe there's like you run into a thing and you go, "Hey Delilah, tell me about beetles," and then she just keeps going on about beetles for like the next 3 hours while you stare at plants or something.
No, there are no beetles in the game. Confirmed.
Beetleborgs.
Beetleborgs.
All right, I'll read the next one. Recommended by Coblo Whisperer, with 2.2 hours on record, and posted October 11th of this year, and simply reads, "LSD Simulator. Highly recommended." This is a very recent game, so that's as much as I'll say before I get into the next one.
Fuck beetles and LSD.
Beatles and LSD. All right, go to the next one.
All right. Recommended by Dag Dog, with 12.6 hours on record, and posted November 1st of this year, and reads, "People bitch that this ain't a rhythm game, and they can't see what obstacles come in next."
Son of a bitch.
You know what it is, but you don't know what it is. What obstacles come in next are the same kind of people. Couldn't tell the arrows from the background video game, from the background video playing DDR. You wouldn't play with them, so don't listen to them. This game is rad. This game is brutal. This game is rhythm. Like Burnout and Amplitude had a crack baby. All risk reward, no come down.
Was it Crypto the Necro Dancer?
No.
Very close. Good answer, but no, it's not. That was one of the multiple choice answers. Good choice.
All right.
You know it.
Yes, I fucking know it.
That's so bad.
Beatles Simulator.
All right, I'm going to go through them one by one.
All right.
Beetleborgs.
Crypt of the Necrodancer, which is not
That's
it.
not it.
Neon Drive, Audio Surf 2,
No.
and Thumper.
Thumper.
Okay. So yeah, I'm not super familiar with Thumper.
You're a chrome beetle and you're on a line and you get the things that come at you.
It's
and
on-
you wear VR and like
It's on PS4.
Okay.
the beat is very violent sounding. It's like swords clashing and weird sounds and
See, I wasn't aware that you were a beetle.
Yeah, I
you-
thought that would have been an
There's a
easy
button
tell.
that you press and like the wings pop out. And
Oh.
like you are indeed a beetle.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right, so 1-1 for everyone.
There's like a evil tiki mask at the very end and it spits shit at
It's a
you.
very cool game.
Blip, 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 blip.
It's very
Blip,
cool,
blip,
very
blip,
trippy.
blip, 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 blip.
Last review, last game, last set of reviews is recommended by Birdie with 105.6 hours
Street
on
Fighter
record.
5.
He gave it a shot. They gave it a shot. Posted February 27th of this year and reads, "Spent a week giving a girl flowers and buying her beer. Asked her to dance with me and she said, ew, no. Very realistic. 10 out of 10.
The Sims?
Sim-ish?
Is there Sims this year?
No, there wasn't a
no
Sims game this year.
year.
There probably won't be for a long time. Nope, not
Alright.
Sims.
Next one.
Recommended by Fitz with 153.4 hours on record. He gave it a shot. Posted March 14th of 2016 and reads, "A game about being closer to nature and your neighbors, but is highly addictive and is keeping me indoors and alone. The irony is not lost on me." That's a good one.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
A game about being closer to nature and your neighbors, but is highly addictive and is keeping me indoors and alone. The irony is not lost on me.
No, this was
Stardew
last
Valley.
year?
Stardew Valley.
Okay.
This was this
Okay.
year. Good job.
Yeah.
I thought it was last year.
That's Stardew Valley came out this year. And the last review I'll read for kicks, recommended by Neri, with 33.4 hours on record, posted March 16th of this year, and reads, I stopped smoking because I don't have time for that because there are crops to water, yo. 10 out of 10.
Being a farmer is tough, yo.
Being
Being
a
a
farmer,
farmer
is,
is
tough. Yep. So, Cap technically, Capello, you technically, that's how I put you here, Cap, under the win.
Cap.
Has won this round, technically.
Technically.
No, you did. There's no technically. You won two out of 3.
2 out of 3.
Through technical standards.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. So that is it.
Once you take a review, and you put it in the crock pot, and then you steam it.
You steam it. You take it in the.
Steam
You
it.
put it in the steamer. Oh, that may
You
be a good
You
intro.
put one review, you
put it in
put
the
two
steamer,
reviews,
you put some rice.
Spice.
You put some spice. You put some salt. You put a bunch of pepper in it.
Steamer
A lot of pepper.
Forget
Too much
about it for
pepper.
about
Put the crock pot in the
10
dryer,
minutes.
you put it on
Put it in
low.
the dryer. You put it on low. You put some of that Tide. You put the Tide in. You mix it in.
You open the
Put some
dryer.
spaghetti.
You put a dryer sheet in there.
Put a dryer sheet
it
in
gets
there.
it nice.
You put some
It
dirty,
smells so
crusty
good.
underwear in there too. Makes it nice and tasty.
No.
Tastes
First
like
no.
home.
Tastes like home.
Tastes like home. Tastes like mama.
Oh, that's gross. Tastes like mama.
Tastes
What
like
the fuck?
mama.
Hello, are you a
Capello,
cannibal?
That's a little weird.
Tastes like
It's
cannibalism.
very Bates Motel.
It is very Bates Motel. I've not seen that yet. Should probably watch that.
I don't know.
It's a show.
Okay.
It's okay.
I've stopped watching shows.
I know you have.
Oh, oddly enough, I did see 2 episodes of Adam Ruins Everything.
I like
It's
that.
not bad.
I mean, that's not a show. It's more like a skit series. But
A
it's
series
super,
of skits that tells you a point.
yeah,
I
I
or
love
at least 2 to 3 points.
the one of my favorite ones is the wedding ring. Have you seen
I
that
didn't
one?
see that
It's
one.
fucking great.
The one that I saw was
The fact
prison
that
system
diamonds are
and drugs.
hyperinflated, yeah.
The what?
I saw drugs and the prison system, and they were
I've
they
seen
were
those
both
too.
connected to each other.
Yeah. The diamond, the one about the rings was great because afterwards it was Sam and myself and Val watching it, and then Val looks over at Sam like, "You're still buying me a ring, right?" It's like, good. That's great. She's like, "Did you not learn anything from this?" I'll never forget. I'm gonna end on this note. I'll never forget when I went to see my cousins in Fort Worth like 7 years ago, and I was there for Thanksgiving-ish or Christmas. And my cousin at the time was like super into PETA, and she sat me down to watch a documentary. And they had like some singer from like Fall Out Boy or something like introduced it and some dumb bullshit. And then afterwards, she's like,
I thought you were talking about bread for a second.
Like
Pita bread. But
close.
it's people against ethical treatment of animals.
Yes.
No, wait.
which
People for the ethical
For
treatment.
the-
yeah,
People against the
ethical treatment of animals.
fuck that cat. No,
I want to see the anti-PETA now.
which really quickly, I
Anti-PETA.
agree with some of their stuff, but they're kind of on the extreme end.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
they're
what-
super
yeah.
extreme.
Aren't they the people that run around and throw paint at people because they're wearing fur?
Probably something like that. I assume that's a real
there was
thing.
a while where
There
that
was a-
happened.
yeah, they were painting minks to ruin them.
Damn,
Because-
hardcore.
No,
Fur.
people that would wear like fur
Like on the
suits, they
street,
throw paint.
they
at
would
them.
throw paint. at
Yeah,
them.
that's why they would.
Okay.
People who wore mink.
Okay.
Yeah. So after it was like a maybe 30-minute long documentary about all kinds of stuff, and afterwards she looked at me and was like, so what do you think of, I mean, this, how do you feel, how does this change your mind? And I told her the meanest thing I could have told her. I told her
I'm hungry.
I could go for some Whataburger, right? She fucking hated me. But it was just a great comeback to some bullshit that I just saw, which granted some of that
I hope the moment she asked you that, you turned and you had the biggest shit-eating grin, and you were like, I could go for some Whataburger.
it was so, she didn't talk to me for like the next 3 days.
Really?
Yeah, it was bad.
Wow.
Like, she fucking hated me.
That's hilarious.
It was satisfying. He and her brothers were just like, yeah, that's funny. That's good. That's really good.
That's really good. So She's so mad at you.
Actually left before Thanksgiving, I think, but they had tofu for the Thanksgiving.
Really?
No turkey. Is it because her sister, like specifically your cousin, was
because
pushing
of that? Yes,
her parents decided
my aunt.
Turkey?
My aunt was like, yeah, let's do that, and I'm like, thank fucking God, I was involved in that.
I mean, I haven't necessarily tried turkey tofu.
I heard that there's some cool tofu stuff, but none of it looks enticing.
From what I know, you could do shit to tofu.
Yeah, you can make it taste good, but like me personally, I've yet to like have tofu that actually tastes good.
Like something comprehensive.
Yeah. So
or delicious.
I know there's people that just fry tofu and it's just like deep fried tofu and it's supposed to be good.
Yeah, that's fuck that shit, man.
There's
a burger's fine.
There's something else called
Jello
stinky
that
tofu.
tastes like nothing. The stinky tofu is supposed to be kind of gnarly.
Yeah. No, I'm just trying to think of all the different tofu things that I've heard. There was a... Well, that's not tofu, but it was a soy bacon.
Tofurkey.
You see, I didn't know about that one. I knew
that is the whitest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Soy bacon. Soy bacon.
There's tofu bacon and tofu turkey.
Tofurkey.
This is the kind of mentality we have going into next year with this stuff.
What?
The food. Just the mentality of food.
Man.
Radiating.
I want us like at least once a month to get together and try to make something fancy.
Yeah. Also, that's good for recording audio. Yeah, exactly. So yes, absolutely.
I could just put it up on the channel.
Yeah. Israel's noodle night.
We can really be game and dine.
Right.
Yeah.
We're gonna cook this today. And we're gonna eat it while we talk about video
right,
games.
Yeah. Oh, you know what'd be really cool?
That doesn't sound bad.
What'd be cool is doing that, but playing like one of those self-playing games in the background, and we keep checking back to it, like a clicker or like what's a game that's good for that? Some kind of like management game. That way we can leave it and then we come back and look at it or something. That'd be interesting. Maybe. Who knows?
Tamagotchi.
Tamagotchi.
Something like that. Yeah.
Our objective is to keep this Tamagotchi alive while we make food.
While we cook food.
We just have Civ on the background.
Yes. Oh my God! Imagine that'd be crazy.
Ooh, Blood Bowl, but each turn like.
Ooh yeah.
Like your turn, and then you have to go do stuff, and then it's Todd's turn. So he has to take up where you were doing, but you can't tell him what you were doing. Like, I'm setting up to do this Hail Mary pass. Well, it's too bad because Todd wants to toss the ball back.
Todd wants a rush down.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
It would result in a lot of deaths.
Probably, yeah.
I like this. I like these ideas.
Or even an XCOM.
Yes.
Where we have to trade turns.
Yes. I like that too. Oh, 1v1. There's 1v1 in the game, so that'd be cool too.
Hey, you know what would be a great idea? To send Todd's premium commander right into a thin man. You just run it straight into the thin man.
Well, now he can do it. Now the thin man are the fucking.
He has a sword. I can swear he had a sword.
The ranger. I think I'm a ranger in the game. I don't remember the last thing I was. But
it's miss a shotgun.
Dude, I hate missing with snipers, man. It's like, come on, man, come the fuck on.
Well, that's passable.
It is, but I hate it.
Missing with a shotgun is kind of...
Yeah, point blank range is the shittiest thing, but that's part of the game.
And then when, what pisses me off, it's like, the game tells me it misses, but, like, you're right here and you shoot, and then, like, the thing will dance that, and then it will say it missed, and I'm like, no.
But you know what? I love it when the opposite happens, where they miss me at point blank range, like, yeah, motherfucker.
Which, once in a rare moon.
No, it happens often.
Often?
It happens often, at least for me. But with that said, we're going to end this week's episode, and we'll see what happens with next week. I'm not 100% sure on how that's going to roll. And even if you're not here, I can, like, if you're not going to be busy,
just get special guest someone.
I might have. So I'm not working Saturday, but if you're not with your family Saturday, I can pick you up and we can do something. We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah. But in that case, have a good week, and we'll see you next time. Peoples.
The week of the most holiday spirit.
Pebbles. Have Merry Festivus, Pebble.
Merry Festivals.
Merry Festival Pebble.
Happy Christmanic Kwanzaa.
That's good.
Ow, my fingers hurt.
Jesus was born today.
And Festivus.